Hey guys, we're in the car. We are chatting for like the first time in forever. Well, I say first time in forever. You guys will have seen like a backlog of so many vlogs. I should probably take my sunglasses off as well, actually. Let's take the sunnies off. Even though I'm loving them, like they're actually helping me because it's quite bright out here today. But yeah, it's my first like chatty catch up in what feels like forever. I can't remember the last time I did a car catch up, but I love watching that type of video, that type of vlog of my favorite creators. So I thought I would go and pick up my favorite Starbucks order. So if you're not familiar with my order or this drink in general, it's literally the iced blonde coffee from Starbucks with brown sugar, and it's the oat shaken espresso. Now this is insane. I have tried a million times to get the vanilla one, but it's sold out wherever I go. Like, I don't know if it's going to come back or not. Like, I really hope it does. It's still on the menu, but I have not even been able to try it once. And I've gone into London Starbucks, I've gone into local Starbucks, I've gone into Starbucks in the airport terminal, and they were sold out. So I don't know whether it was like a really limited run, but this is my go-to order. It's been my go-to drink since it came out. Like, I feel like it's well over a year now. This is my favorite Starbucks to have. So I need to have a sip, guys. I feel a little bit away with the fairies actually, because I haven't had a coffee yet, so I just need to take a quick sip. Oh, it's like creme brulee. If you've ever bought the coffee pods from Nespresso that taste like creme brulee, it's very similar to that. Obviously this is more intense and much sweeter, but yeah, I absolutely adore this. I thought it'd be a really nice opportunity for us to have a catch up. I'm just gonna get comfy. I'm gonna move my keys out the way. I'm gonna answer some of your questions. I'm gonna catch up with you guys because it's been ages and I can't remember the last time I did this. So we've got some things to chat about, some things to catch up on. I've been looking at your guys' questions because I basically asked over on my Instagram, and I put a story up for like regular questions, but I also opened up my anonymous question box. Now, I always get random questions on there. I think people just feel like much more comfortable asking me when they don't know it's them. And to be honest, I have no clue. Like, I actually have no clue who asks me these questions half the time. So I had quite a few questions from the anonymous box, but we'll dive into that in due course. Get yourself a coffee if you haven't already, or if you're watching this later in the day, get yourself a cup of tea or just a drink in general. Like, it's quite nice just to be sipping on something. So let's have a catch up. So I thought I would firstly like start and talk about what I've been up to, where I've been. It's been, I feel like it's been quite a hectic few weeks, months, etc., with a mix of travel, which has been incredible, guys. Like, I've gone on the most amazing press trips lately, but I've also been kind of doing that and then having to get myself into routine. And I'm also working part-time for another magazine, so I'm spreading myself fairly thin, which I'm trying to be better at, but I find I work and perform my best at. I know it shouldn't work, but when I'm under pressure, I perform. Now, I don't want to advocate for that because there's times when I literally like just stare at the computer screen and do nothing. Like, my eyesight right now, like, I've not got my glasses on, my eyesight is shot to pieces. It is not the same as it was. Like, I'm actually quite worried about my vision because of how many hours I spend staring at a computer screen and at my phone as well. Like, it is dreadful. I feel like I might actually consider getting myself laser eye surgery. So let me know in the comments, guys, if you've ever had laser eye surgery. I've spoken to a few people and they've said that it was like the best thing they ever did, and I feel like I'm at that stage now where I really need to just do it. I'm not good with contact lenses, and my glasses, I wear them all the time, and I'm becoming really reliant on them, which I don't want to get to that point where I'm needing them, or when I haven't got them or I've forgotten them, I can't do my job or I can't do work. Like, that's really debilitating. So I need to sort that out. It's not been great. I feel like I'm not doing myself any favors working really late and just staring for hours and hours on a screen. I'm editing lots at the moment, so you guys would have seen like a huge backlog of vlogs from the past like 2 months, 3 months. I've just not been on my A game. I think it's because I was accumulating these videos and I just had no oomph or drive to edit them, but I I knew I wanted to create the vlogs. So I'm so glad I'd still kind of stuck to it and filmed stuff for you guys, because now it's all edited. Like, I know it's a little bit slightly out of date, but if you are interested, you can go and consume it. I kind of just do it for my own like documentation. I really just love having my own videos to watch and consume. So yeah, I personally love it for the memories. Like, I've always had home movies, so I love to vlog and I love to create these videos, and I love to look back on videos like this, which I've said before on previous videos like this. I love to watch my past self and like my answers to questions. You change a lot, guys. Things change and your eyes are open to new things. You meet new people, you discover new places. Like, I feel like since I last did this type of video, my life has just done a 180. So yeah, anything can happen in a short space of time. So what I've been up to really is just focusing on my career massively. Like, guys, you would have seen it on my Instagram, but I was super proud to have done the recent cover interview with Stephen Bartlett for Arcadia issue 20, which I'll link below, because in case you want to buy it, like, I really recommend you do, because it's such a lovely publication. But yeah, I'm just super proud of it. It was just a really surreal experience, and I got to meet Stephen and he was just incredible. Like, such a lovely guy and just someone who kind of encompasses everything in my industry. You know, he's a podcaster, I have a podcast, and I loved the interview so much. I'm so grateful to the Arcadia team for giving me the opportunity to do the interview. Like, super grateful. And I just feel like he was such a good person. Like, out of that, I just had this major like feeling of like, wow, like my career is really starting to move in the right direction, and I'm feeling really proud of myself. And with that, I think like 2 or 3 days later, because basically everything was shared and it was like the news was finally out. I've known for months that this was coming out, and just like the anticipation, the waiting game, like knowing something big is about to drop, and when it drops, it's so incredible. And the kind words and feedback and the messages from people that know me, people that went to school with me, people that have met me or worked with me before, like, I honestly got so emotional, and I just thought, oh my god, like, people are really like cheering for me right now. And like, not that it's all about that, but like, wow, what a flipping cool feeling to feel like it just makes everything worth it. Like, all the pain and all the hardship and the sleepless nights, the degree that I did, like, I just feel like, thank God these things are coming into my life, and I'm so grateful for every opportunity. And I just think that's why I wanted to do my podcast, because I want to give those opportunities to other people, particularly young people as well. So if you don't know, I'm sure you do, because I do ram it down everyone's throats. I have a podcast called Staying Sweet. I'd love you to check it out. Like, it would be amazing. I feel like if you are into business minded kind of girl bossy vibes, check it out. Like, I feel like you'll really love it. There's 44 episodes. I need to start cracking on with series 3, but as you guys know, it's been busy. So yeah, I need to crack on with it, because I'm so excited, and I'm really missing the podcast. There's no real reason why it's not like been going on. Like, it's just more that I'm ready to up level it, and I want to make sure that I'm doing the best. So I'm doing the most. I'm just gonna have another sip of this coffee, because I'm desperately in need. Okay, so a couple of things. People asking like things that I'm loving, or like things that I'm watching, which I like things that I'm loving right now. I always find this so hard. Like, I really need to think about stuff that I'm loving. I'm loving reading at the moment. I'm loving journaling, sitting down to journal. I've also been listening to like old school music, so like music that I grew up on. I feel like it's like healing my inner child massively. Like, on the drive here to town, I was listening to Hilary Duff and her album, I believe it's called Metamorphosis. Yeah, it's called Metamorphosis. If you know, you know. It's got the classics on it. It's got like Come Clean, Metamorphosis, Sweet 16, like, why not? There's so many songs. Anywhere But Here, that song is one of my absolute favorites of all time. I just love it so much. Like, I'm really just doing things to nurture my inner child as much as I can, like on the weekends when I'm traveling. Like, yeah, I love it. I feel like it's really helping me right now, and yeah, it's crazy because right now I kind of feel I'm feeling myself aging, like not in a way like I feel old, but life feels like it's really happening now, and I don't want to forget that girl, like that little girl. And I did this like inner child healing thing on TikTok the other day, and I'll pop it if I can find it below. OMG, it's like 7 minutes long. I was crying so hard for so long, and it was just so sad but so sweet at the same time. Like, heal your inner child. Like, even if your inner child feels healed, just go back to that little girl or that little boy. Like, wow, the things that you can do with that. And I feel like it's really like spiritually reawakening for you. So that's quite deep, but I would definitely say like tapping in to my inner child. What am I watching? So kind of speaking on that, like I say deeper stuff, it's not really deep, guys, but I've been watching like Love is Blind, and those types of programs I take with a pinch of salt because the relationships are played up to the camera. These are people who want to be on TV, most likely, so things aren't always as they seem. But wow, like, it's so eye-opening watching relationships play out. And I'll come on to relationships a bit more in my other questions because I get a lot of questions about dating and relationships. But I find that series has been so good. I missed the last couple of series, so I might re-watch the previous series just because I really enjoy the format, and I really want to watch Married at First Sight. It's a big commitment. But last time I watched it, I was so triggered, which is silly because I've not really had a relationship in a long time, but it was really like hard to watch. I find gaslighting and like when things are so toxic and nobody's stepping in, I'm like, I can't be a bystander. And I feel like when you're watching those programs, you're a bystander in it all, even though it's a thing that has passed. I just find it quite difficult to watch sometimes, but it is very entertaining, so I can't complain. Obviously what I'm watching, guys, Real Housewives, Vanderpump Rules, OMG. Guys, you probably know from TikTok now, I feel like it's put it on the map, but Scandival with Ariana, Tom Sandoval and Raquel, and everyone calling her Rachel, like, it is such a problematic situation. And again, it's relationships. It's Ariana has been with Tom, I can't remember how many years, like quite a long time, and like over 5 years, I think, way over. And Tom has now cheated on Ariana with Raquel, and they've had like this long affair, and it's all coming out, but it's like just about to play out on TV. So if you've never seen Vanderpump Rules, please go watch it because it's so chaotic. Like, people think it's just other people working as waiters and waitresses at a bar and a restaurant, but it's way more than that. Like, it's pure chaos. Another thing I've been watching is the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, the Thailand special. Loved it. It's been so good. Like, I feel like the cast is really good. Like, if you love Real Housewives, you'll love it. But yeah, I watch a lot of Real Housewives, tons of stuff on Hey You. I have been watching Made in Chelsea as well. I've been really enjoying Made in Chelsea, and I feel like it's, people just don't give it the love that it deserves. Like, it's still serving, which is really good, so I enjoy that. Other than that, it's just podcasts, tons of podcasts. So let's answer a couple of your questions, shall we? They're really random. Like, I don't know how long this video is going to be, so we'll just go for it. What do you love about yourself? Somebody asked me, which is quite a nice question. I'd probably say physically probably my hair. Like, I love my hair being short, and I feel like it's become part of my personality. I would probably say my lips, just because they are natural. They are like lined right now and I've got lipstick on, but they are natural, and I do like the shape of them, and I get a lot of compliments on my lips, which is quite nice. And then a really random one, which I kind of thought about because I was thinking about this last night. I was like, what things do I like? Quite like my ankles. Bit bizarre, but I like them because they're quite slim and slender. Bizarre, I know. And then more sort of like inward, like mentally, on a deeper level, guys. Let's not make it all about my appearance. Probably my like resilience. and my determination with things. Like if I really want something, I'll make it happen. And I would probably say recently with like all the spiritual stuff, like my inner child bond, because I've definitely been working on that. I'm very proud of that. Somebody also asked me, have you ever cried during a movie? Now, I'm so guilty of this, guys. I cry at every single film. I think I even, did I cry at Bullet Train? I think I might have cried, which is really, no, I don't think I did actually. I think I might have welled up. Bullet Train is another one I need to add to my like favorites. If you have not seen that film, oh my gosh, it is so fun. Like I'm actually smiling like thinking about it. It's so funny, and it was not the film that I was expecting it to be. Brad Pitt's amazing. Aaron Taylor-Johnson, guys, if you know, you know. Angus Thongs and Perfect Snogging, he's iconic. Like I want him to be the next James Bond. I feel like he would do such a good job. I love him. But yeah, that was one of the most like recent films I watched. I don't think I cried for that film. I think I might have like got emotional or something, I don't know. But I definitely cried when I watched Avatar 2, which I watched that last weekend, and it had quite a sad ending. Like I was really hoping it wasn't going to be like mega sad, but it was quite sad. And also there's whales in the film, or like a hybrid of a whale, and whales make me really emotional. They're like my spirit animals, so I was like really connecting to that film. Like I found it so emotional, guys. But I cry at everything. Like I cry at La La Land, I cry like any film, TV show, you know, when they do those like makeover shows, I can't remember what it's called, with that Knowles guy, is it Nick Knowles, someone Knowles, where they like do up someone's house and it's someone that like really deserves it. Like you will catch me like crying my eyes out. Like, oh, just don't watch a film with me if you don't want to see tears, because I'm gonna cry. Next question. Is Botox going to make me look 25? I think yes, if you start at 25, you will look 25 for a very long time. I'm 25, I have Botox. I literally can't move my forehead. It's like frozen solid, which is how I like it. Like, guys, I went through a very long period of not having it done. I missed it. It went back in. I love it. I think it's such a nice, like, such a nice treat. It lasts a long time. Like, somebody's racing around the top of this car park in their motorcycle. But yeah, no, I really advocate for it if it's what you want to do. You don't have to do it. I'm not saying everyone my age has to do it. I get people sometimes on occasion say, oh, but you're too young, you don't need it. Prevention is key, guys. You know, when you nip things in the bud early on, that's where the prevention happens. And people that you admire in the sort of celebrity sphere, not that you should admire celebrities, but the people that you admire in the celebrity sphere have been doing it for a very long time. And you know, the women that are in their 40s, the men that are in their 40s, 50s, that look like they've defied aging, is because they've done treatments. And when they say, oh, it's just my skincare, rubbish. Like, it's not just your skincare. Obviously that does help, but the Botox is going to help as well. So do what you will with that information. Like, I'm not saying you have to do it, but I personally love it. I think it's changed my life, and I get so many compliments on my skin and I can't complain. So yeah, I love how it makes me feel. So the next question that I have is, what are your favorite nail colors? Now, right now, guys, please don't judge me, but I've got this shambolic blue color on, which is just nail varnish. I really need to get my nails done. But as we all know, maintaining ourselves is expensive, and there are months where I can't really afford to constantly be having my nails done, waxes done, you know, eyebrows, lashes, Botox. Like, you don't have to do all those things, but I feel like it's really hard once you start to stop, particularly with nails. And my hands are always on show. If I'm meeting, you know, people, if I'm going to events, if I'm holding products out and taking photos of them, like, you can literally see my hands. Yeah, your hands really do dictate a lot in your life. So having like presentable hands is always nice, but I'm finding that, you know, I can't always be spending money on it, because it's like 45, 50 pounds at least a pop to get your nails done. And that's like, you know, every couple of weeks. it's just not feasible. I don't want to get into that habit either of constantly be doing it. So I need to get better at doing my own nails, learning how to do my nails better, and not just doing this with some random nail varnish. But I do like the colour, guys. It's an Orly nail varnish. I've actually got it here. I do really like it, so I'll link it below. It looks more purple on screen for some reason, but it's in the shade Bleu Iris. It's an Orly nail varnish, and I do actually like the consistency of Orly nails. I really do, so I rate them. But I prefer gel, I prefer acrylic. I want to do builder gel, but I don't really know where to go for that, so I need to look into it. But currently my favourite colours, sorry, that was a massive tangent. My current favourite nail colours are blue. I do enjoy a blue for spring, and blue is my favourite colour. I also love a classic French tip, but like a thin French tip on an acrylic looks gorgeous. Black in the winter is fun, but again, it's quite dark, like it's quite savage, but quite grungy at the same time, and I'm quite grungy, so I do enjoy it. It's weird as well, like, do you remember when we came out of lockdown, when everyone started getting their nails done again? I went like mental with my nail art, and nail art was so major because it was like we were held in, you know, at home painting our nails badly, probably like this, and then we were out in the wide world, and it was like, give us all the nail art. And this nail art trend was just major. Does anyone else remember that? So I mean, on a deep level, some of these questions, guys, man, I'm going to answer them as best I can, but somebody asked me, is heaven real? Like, that is a deep question, and I'm not going to lie, I have been deeping this a lot lately. I get sucked in a little bit, guys, which is quite bad on conspiracy TikTok. Also as well, like, there's things that happen in my life, particularly when I travel, where I contemplate these things like heaven and earth and what it is to be existing, and our souls and reincarnation. Like, I always seem to have these deep conversations with strangers that I've just met on a trip, and it's lovely hearing people's opinions and having such a wide like spectrum of opinions, and also learning from other people. Like, there's so much to learn from the wisdom of other people. And I'm a Christian, and I do believe in heaven, but I don't know, like, there's other things that kind of come from other religions, and I don't know whether I'm just making this up as I go along, but I feel like our souls never really like leave Earth. I don't know, or like they leave Earth but then they go somewhere else. Like, I kind of believe we reincarnate, which obviously isn't Christian, so I need to be careful here. Like, I am Christian, I'm confirmed, and I believe in God, but then I also believe in the universe, and I feel like I'm very spiritual, and there's things that I like connect with. Like, I feel like we all have spirit animal in a way, very golden compass, I know, but yeah, there's a lot of things in that answer. I don't really know, other than yes, heaven is real, but I don't think it's like we go up necessarily and we stay there. I think we've got things to do, like there's tasks for our souls, and you know, we reincarnate to learn certain lessons, and we experience lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes. Like, there's a part of me that doesn't believe that we're just on Earth, but then I don't know whether I want to go down this rabbit hole. A part of me doesn't, oh, do I say it? I'm gonna sound like a nutter. I really like want to believe that we went to space, but God, I don't know if we did, is all I'm gonna say. And you know, what we believe to be reality might not actually be reality. Anyway, I'm not gonna go down that tangent, and it's 5:55, guys, as I'm recording that, so that's bizarre, that's spooky for this clip. Just like calling out angel numbers. That's another thing. I believe in manifestation, and I believe in the law of attraction as well. So, that is a really hard question to answer, guys. Who is asking me this? Let me know, DM me. If you ask me this bloody question, let me know. Moving on to something equally as complicated. How is your love life? I feel like I'm being like attacked in my own vehicle. How is my love life? Now, the question that I received, I'm going to read it like word for word because it was quite a long question. It was quite sweet, actually. Like, I don't know who this person is. They said, how is your love life? No judgment on if you have one or not. Just wondered if you would post it or choose to keep it private. Hope you're happy in whatever you do. Well, firstly, thank you. I would say I'm pretty happy right now. I mean, I'm single, but I'm pretty happy. My love life is... I don't really know how to explain it. Like, I really want to date more, and I always say this is like a New Year's resolution, but I don't go on enough dates. So I need to go on more dates. I just need to just go on them, if that makes any sense. Like, I'm not very good at just making plans, or like, well, I am good at making plans, but it's finding the people to go and make plans with, because I've stopped using dating apps. I don't believe in them anymore. Which probably I'm gonna laugh about when I watch this blooming video back. But yeah, I'd rather meet someone in real life and that be the meet cute situation. Like, I've decided that's how I'm meeting my person. Like, I'm meeting them in person. Or I've already met them. Which, that would be the joke of the century if I have met them already and it's just a matter of time. Because I find that super interesting, like couples that I see now that are coupling and they've known each other for years, and I think, where the hell did that come from? But it's so fun and so exciting, like couples from school that you think, wow, like we went to school together and you didn't know that you guys would end up being a thing. Like, I find that so fascinating and super sweet as well. Anyway, that's a massive tangent. Yeah, would I post it or choose to keep it private? I've ummed and ahed about this, to be honest. I think I'd want to keep it private for the most part, because I don't think I'd be very good at hiding my happiness. And I'm not saying like a relationship is, I'd be like, oh my god, everybody needs to see what I'm doing and holding hands and this, that, the other. Like, it wouldn't be like that, but it would be like maybe like hints that I'm dating someone or with someone. But again, I don't think I would do that until I was very sure that we were in a relationship, and also that it was like a long-term thing, because there's no need to kind of fill people in on the gaps, guys, if you will. You know, I've been single a long time. Like, I've been single my whole 20s. I'm 25 now. I've been single for nearly 8 years. So, well, yeah, like 7.5 years. So I've learned a lot about dating, but also about the privacy of dating. And it doesn't help for lots of people to know. Like, it really doesn't, until you know something serious. And also, sometimes it's just a bit awkward to be like, oh yeah, that person's gone now. Like, I always see TikToks about it. It's like, as soon as you tell people that you're like going on dates with someone, that's it just ends. So yeah, I think I would keep it private until I knew. But if they're really super special, like, I don't think I'd be able to hide it, just because, you know, you want to share that you're happy with that person. Like, yeah, I never understand people who don't post anything. Like, even if it's just like a story or two, like, I don't get that at all. Yeah, let me kind of delve into this question a bit more. Yeah, I think until you know who that person is and you feel like secure in it being something serious, I think then I would tell someone. I would tell you guys, or I'd be like, I'm in a relationship. And actually a good example of this is Kate Hutchins. She has been single for quite a while, and she's recently got into a relationship, but she kept it quite quiet. She's not introduced or shown any sign of him, but she's now saying on her videos and like vlogs and stories, she's like, oh, my boyfriend. So it's gonna naturally come out in conversation. I feel like you can't avoid it, and I think that would be probably the way that I would go about it initially. But yeah, that's a sweet question. To be honest, most of the questions on here were about my dating life, so I just thought I'd just pick that one because it's kind of sums it up. Somebody asked, what's next for you? You're always so busy. Yeah, I think it looks busy, and I would say I am busy, yes. But what is next for me? What is next for me? Oh, okay. I don't know why I had to think about that. So obviously lots of travel, hopefully. It comes up really last minute, so I never really know where I'm going or what I'm doing, but that's kind of the exciting side of the travel. I definitely want to travel more, see more of the world, just explore. Like end of last year was amazing, and I had the best time traveling and just being so spontaneous, like going to Thailand, like those places that just, the people I met were just amazing. So I'm so happy about it. And yeah, I love those types of places. Sorry, when cars drive past, it's really like bumpy and you really feel it, especially when it's a Range Rover. But yeah, no, traveling makes me really happy, the people I meet, and yeah, it's super exciting. It's just, go out and travel if you can, like, please do. Can't recommend it enough. What else is going on? Oh, I do have a project which, guys, I thought was gonna be like out sooner than this, but I'm waiting on tenterhooks right now. There's nothing I can really show you or tell you, but when I can tell you, there is something that I've been working on since August last year, and I'm so excited for you guys to see it. When it all comes together, it's going to make so much sense, and I just feel like, I really hope you're going to love it. I think you are. I feel like it just makes perfect sense for me and my personal brand, and also my podcast as well. So wait and see what that is going to be. I'm hoping in the next month you guys are going to find out. So as soon as I know more, I will film, obviously, BTS of what I'm doing and sharing, but things are coming soon. I really want to work on my podcast way more, because there's just things that I want to do with it that require a lot more production, a lot more help, assistance, hard work. Like, it is so hard having a podcast and marketing a podcast. Like, having a podcast is fine, but it's the marketing side, like, it's a whole other personal brand. So if you don't know my podcast, it's Staying Sweet, and I'm going to pop everything in the show notes. I'm also going to pop an Instagram at on screen for you guys to go and follow the page, because I need to be more active on there, because I haven't got any episodes on there. So any like new like episodes being shared, but I'd love for you to check it out, so please do. Yeah, I feel like that kind of concludes this chatty kind of catch up. It's starting to get really busy up here, so I might go and drink my coffee and head into town, maybe go and have a wander. I'm not really sure what I want to do, but town is really, really busy today. Like, obviously it's a Saturday, so it's super busy. But thank you so much if you've got to the end of this video. And again, I feel like it's really random, but I need to do more of these, and I need to include more questions, but I feel like the videos will just be way too long. So yeah, thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you aren't already subscribed to this channel, please do go and subscribe. I also would love, actually, if you could go and check out my podcast YouTube channel, which was my old main channel, but now it's become my podcast channel. So if you want to consume the podcast on YouTube, you can go and do that. I'll pop that on screen as well, and in the show notes, so you can find a direct link to that. But yeah, lots of exciting things coming, and eek, I can't wait for you guys to see it all. Like, oh, do you know what is so fun having all these secret projects, like the Arcadia cover, massive secret project, and it just kind of like, it just tides you over. It just gives you this anticipation for the next thing. And I don't want you guys to always feel like you need to be, yeah, like seeking out the next thing, but having things in the future, my gosh, does it do good things for your mental health. So even if you can book like little days out with your friends, or just book a Sunday or a Sunday walk with friends, like do that. Just have things to look forward to, and I promise you it'll be the best thing you ever do. Like, it really does boost your mental health and just give you something to focus on, which, yeah, I need to kind of get cracking and have some things throughout the year just to focus on and look forward to. But thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I will be sure to do more of these catch-ups so we can have this conversation. Enjoy your day or evening whenever you are deciding to watch this. Stay sweet, I love you lots, and yeah, bye guys.